E46, I don't know how to say that. I honestly think I'll just stick with the whole bonnet latch theme. Style. Nice bonnet clips. Oh, go away, spider. Ay. Alright, good morning. Today's is probably just going to be a short one. I just wanted to give you a run around on the new project and also work out sort of what I have, what I don't have, and give you guys a bit more of a close-up. Okay, so to start off and give you guys like a rough idea of the history I have of this car, it is a 330 Ci, as you can tell. It has 90,000 Ks on the dash, which is surprising looking at the rest of it. But the story goes it was a car that was kind of looked after. It's got all these aftermarket special spec bumpers. It had special side skirts, a special front bumper, and then the car was up, I believe, open only way, and then the car didn't get a waff, and from there became a bit of a paddock slash beach car. So I think it was a car that maybe had a nice start to its life, and then a pretty bad one towards the end. So hopefully we can dive into it and see what we've got and see what it looks like. The parts I have for it already, I've already ordered like a front headlight, front indicator. We've got the new, back to a stock, nice rear bumper, side skirts, a few bits and pieces. I think I got a few stuff around radiator, fan cowlings and that sort of thing, so I just need to dig into those boxes and see what I've got. I've actually owned the car for honestly a while now, but kind of with everything that was going on, it just kind of got put on hold and has been parked just in the background there and has been sitting, so I've contributed to its disgustingness unintentionally. You can see the rear bumper is pure class. I did manage to switch the nice tail lights out of my last one before I sold it, so I've got those. That said, the boot lights are pretty nasty, and I think I might have ordered new boot lights for it. What checks out with it sitting roughly around the beach is bits like this. We've got surface rust, which is kind of rare to see in New Zealand on a E46. Up front, we did manage to get the lovely pre-facelift front bumper. I do have the fog lights and a few inserts to go in that in my room. They are slightly broken though. I do have that front indicator, but you can see front wise is getting better. Although what you might notice stands out like anything is these mean, nice bonnet clips. I honestly think I'll just stick with the whole bonnet latch theme because fixing holes in bonnet or getting out the bonnet seems like a mission, but if we can get some nice looking bonnet latches in there. Under the engine bay is what you might expect from a gravel slash hack car that's been not well looked after. Lots of grime and dirt. You can see the intake boot is buggered. That is me that has taped it up in 3 places despite having a new intake boot in my bedroom, but you know, just how that goes. And up front here was also a me, so you can see here the top hat bolt is snapped. When I sold my last car, I kept my E-buck, I don't know how to say that, springs and my Bilstein shocks, which are really nice and quite new, so I've kept those and put them in here. But what I did was recycle the top hats that came out of my old car, and they were a nasty sort of aftermarket without the locating dial, and when I put them back in this one I did the old snapperoo. But I do have a new top hats in my bedroom as well, so we will get into that, jack those up and rip those out. It's probably one of the first things we do. And if you thought the outside was nasty, let me welcome you to the inside. We have broken door rubbers, a whole lot of dirt. In some ways the car has things like nicer looking seats that kind of points towards that 90,000 K, but then you see door cards that are mangled, and then you get to the back and the roof liner and the pins and the hood. So we do have a few parts here to go and try and sort that out. But as you can see, interior, I mean, it looks a lot better on camera, but in person it's really seen better days, and the stench to it is something else. I'm wondering if maybe a mouse found a home in here while it's been sitting. But anyway, this will be a nice one to clean out and tear down. We've got a few things missing, like these trim pieces here and a broken sort of window trim there, which is not cheap. The boot, again, probably not something that looks that gnarly on camera, but it is pure filth. And what's interesting is definitely going along the theme of this thing sitting at the beach. I don't know if you can see down there. Got these weird spots of like basically anywhere the paint is slightly buggered, you get surface rust, despite these things being galved. So I would say that checks out for it. Maybe I've done a few skids along the beach in its life. But what you can see, I'll see if I can show you if I hit it, but I don't know if that shows up, but these things are just caked with dirt and mud, so might just strip that out. We will see. Style. But what is very surprising is just little things like it's still got the stock radio, but I suppose when you sell that you can always chuck it back in. Carpet down here, and like apart from the mats and that, the actual base carpet's not that terrible for bringing back. Neither are the seats. It's just basically anything where the glue has fallen and has gone gnarly. It's not looking too perfect. But the wheel, I mean, the wheel's probably better than the one in the wagon for sure. Also, this boot weighs like 200 tons without straps. I don't know if you've ever tried it straight up. There's a lot of weight. And unfortunately, we don't have much water at the moment, so the whole water blasting it off and getting it clean is going to have to wait a little bit, but we can jump into the interior. Basically, what I was sort of thinking with this thing is, given that it's in theory at least, a nice, well, nice drive line, in theory, or low Ks. And the body itself is pretty much solid, but it's going to take a lot of work to make it pretty. What I kind of thought of doing is what I've always wanted to do, which is make kind of like a track spec E46, which is basically gut all the yuck bits of the interior, get back to that shell, and make it sort of a stripped down, nice, but still sort of road car E46 that you take to the track on the weekends. And that was initially what I wanted this car for and to keep. And the main reason I bought it was thinking I'd do a track car, but my mind's kind of switched towards more the E39 chassis for that. I just have done that on a track day and I just prefer that chassis. But next episode, I think we'll just strip it down, rip all the bumpers and everything off, work out what clips we need to put that on properly, and then also just empty that interior out, see what parts of it we can save, see what parts of it we just want to throw in the bin, give that interior a nice deep clean. And then what we'll do is also rip out those front shocks, and then we can change the top hats, probably just take those into a workshop to change the top hats. I don't like dancing with springs. And then we can take it for a waff and work out from there what else it needs for its inspection to get back on the road. Rego is on hold, so we're on a win on that one. But yeah, oh, go away spider. Ay. I just wanted to get you guys up to speed from this one to start. Let me know what you want to see with it. It's kind of one that I had in my head that I bought to be a track car. I'm pretty open to suggestions of what we do to it. I definitely love to manual swap it, but that's all funds and that considered, so we'll see. Anyway, it's enough waffling. I'll give you some more pan shots over this lovely beast and let me know what you want to see with it, what we should do with it. But first steps will be getting it cleaned up, getting it somewhat, I don't know, that you actually want to sit in it, and then see if we can get it road legal.